The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday to everyone. I want to thank you for joining our webinar this morning. I know that you guys are busy, so we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. I think this webinar will definitely be very informational for you. So just to start off, today's webinar, we're going to talk about the infinite banking concept. Richard Weisrick with Mutual Trust will be on in a moment to talk about infinite banking with Mutual Trust. But first, just wanted to go over a few housekeeping items. First and foremost, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, we here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services pride ourselves on being everything for our agents, meaning that if you have a question, comment, or concern, please feel free to give us a call. As you see in the upper right-hand corner, our number is 800-255-5055. And again, that is important for us as well as you to help grow your business. Okay, now, first slide is want to talk about is our IAMS Business Builder. A couple of things I want to point out to this. Our business, as well as the agent's business, really thrives on referrals, and I'm sure that you can agree that referrals help keep your business going. So we want to reward our agents for referring other agents to us. If you refer an agent to us and they get contracted with one of the carriers that we do work with, we will pay you $50 for that referral. Any business that they write from thereafter, you can get 20 basis points on that. So feel free to give me a call in regards to that, and I can provide you with additional information on that. We also have a new producer builder to help you grow production and reward you for the production that you submit. First 180 days that you get appointed with one of our carriers, we have 3 different levels available to you where you can get cash bonuses. We can also provide some marketing reimbursement for you, some coaching from 2 of our top agents, as well as a Ritz-Carlton travel package. So be sure to ask about that. Now here at IAMS, we offer back office support. Want to save you time. This line here where it says we help you work harder, or excuse me, work smarter, not harder, is very important to us. 2 key things that I'd like to point out is if you have a case that you're not sure what you want to do with, we can help you with the case design on that. As agents, you know, a lot of our business is predicated on a lot of paperwork. Getting appointed can be kind of painstaking process. We help alleviate that by paperless contracting, meaning that once you are appointed with one of our carriers, if you decide to get appointed with carriers down the road, we can facilitate that process by you just letting us know who you want to get appointed with, and we can submit that for you. So you're not constantly filling out a bunch of paperwork to get appointed with multiple carriers. Now here at IAMS, we also do have a creative marketing solutions team. Jacob Tedlock and his team do an excellent job with helping you with your company branding, whether you're looking for some assistance or some ideas as far as digital marketing strategies, business cards, logo designs, if you're looking for logo design, or if you're looking to redesign your existing logo. We can help you with flyers, newsletters, things of that nature. So please feel free to reach out to Jacob. His team does an outstanding job with helping you with that. Also would like to mention our IAMS website. Website provides a myriad of different things for you to do. 2 things that I want to point out, me being the life sales director here, that we do have a quoting tool for life. You can do term quotes as well as guaranteed universal life quotes on our website. So you can definitely utilize that as well as utilize us to help with your quoting. We also, for your annuity agents, provide you with current annuity news, annuity grid, and if you're doing long-term care business, we do have a long-term care product grid as well. Forms are available for you online too. Would like to make sure to mention that. So we've got a lot of things available to you to kind of help you or assist you in being all that you can be for your clients. We also have Retirement Analyzer. Marcus Solar, who is one of our annuity sales directors, kind of helps be our product specialist on this. With this, we do offer a 30-day trial. A couple of things that I want to point out as far as Retirement Analyzer goes. It can help your clients understand what is needed for their standard of living into their retirement years. It can help you determine where they're at in terms of are they headed to running out of money or they're going to have enough money in retirement years. Also, it allows you to talk to them about if death occurred prematurely. Do they have enough in place to provide for their family? Like I said before, there's a 30-day trial that's available for you. Going forward, we do offer access to this tool for free if you do 250,000 of annuity production or 250,000 of single premium life production. Please feel free to give me a call or reach out to Marcus for some additional information on that. We also have IAMS Wealth Management. This is about 24 months in existence. This does help the agents increase their revenue, improve client retention, strengthen client relationships. Mike Hansen and that team, they do an excellent job with that. So if what I want to do is if you would like to get any additional information on that, please feel free to give me a call. We also have a Life and Annuity Academy. It's a 2-day producer training. What we discuss both on the life and the annuity side of things is different sales ideas and sales concepts. This is an academy that all expenses are paid by IAMS, so your flight, your hotel, your meals, we take care of all of that for you. We have some of our top producers actually speak to the group. And the nice thing about that is they're not speaking product. They're speaking more in regards to sales concepts and sales ideas to help you grow your business. If you're interested in the dates on that, I know that we have one coming up here in May. I believe is closed, but the Monday after that, I think it's May 8th through the 10th, the Monday after that, I believe new dates are going to be announced. Dates, location will be announced. Please feel free to give us a call here at 800-255-5055 for any additional information on that. And lastly, we do have our 2019 Marketing Summit. It will be in Naples, Florida. It's from August 25th through the 29th. The invitation period is January 1st of 2018 through June 30th of 2019. As you see here, there is eligibility requirements here. You're eligible with any or a combination of. So with that, what I'm going to do now is I am going to turn this over to Richard and have Richard talk to you about infinite banking. So let me switch presenters here. And Richard, you there?
Helps if I take myself off of mute. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Cool. Hang on just a second. I'm going to switch you over. And there There
You
we
should
go.
be seeing my screen.
Yes.
Perfect. Good morning, actually, everyone. My name is Rich Weiserick, and I am the Sales Development Specialist at Mutual Trust Life Insurance Group. My area of concentration, if you want to call it that, is infinite banking concept and business planning. Infinite banking being the first one. It is one of our 6 selling systems that we handle, and I'm going to talk about, just kind of bring it up and talk about it. We'll go from there. Now, as we always say, we want to make this meeting as valuable as possible to you. I'm not going to make you an expert in infinite banking in this slideshow, but I am going to do my best to give you a concept that you can understand, that you will agree that may actually work for some of your clients, and that you know where to reach when you get there. So I ask you to take notes. You can ask questions, as Tony has told me. You can actually type it into the computer, and if we'll do answering at the end of the presentation, or during it if Tony thinks it's a big enough question. And as you go through this, write down some of the names of your clients, the ones that you have in your book, the ones that you're going to be meeting after this webinar, or the ones that you're going to be, maybe people that you know that you haven't actually approached yet because you didn't really have something that would work for them. Hopefully this will give you something to work with. Our agenda today, we're going to talk a little bit about the infinite banking concept by giving you an introduction to it, a little history on it, a client profile, and then how Mutual Trust supports infinite banking concept, or IBC. Now, Mutual Trust has been in the business over 110 years, and we've always had the same philosophy. We can never be the oldest company. We don't want to be the largest company, but we must always be the best at what we do. Edwin Olson stated that back in the very beginning, and it has been our driving concept ever since we got started in this. If we're going to do a concept, if we're going to pick up something new, we want to make sure that we understand it just as much as the people who are selling it or using it do. And that's our driving concept. I actually went down and took the practitioner's exam at IBC, Nelson Nash's college, the IBC concept, the infinite banking concept, Nelson Nash's college. I went down, I took that practitioner's exam, just the same exam that practitioners take, the people who are selling it. We want to make sure we understand it just as much. Now, IBC is not a new concept. So my question always comes up, and I want to make sure that everybody understands it. What do JC Penney, Walt Disney, Ray Kroc, and Doris Christopher have in common? The main thing they have in common is they all use their life insurance policies' cash value to help finance their businesses. You'll hear the story of, Walt Disney getting turned down for his park by 6 different banks. JC Penney, during the Depression, used it to keep his employees on the job, being able to go out. Ray Kroc used it to buy the McDonald brothers out. Doris Christopher actually had a company called The Pampered Chef. She started it out here. This was actually a local one in Chicago, where she started it out here in her garage and then used her life insurance funds to build that concept. They understood the idea of the infinite banking concept before it was even put forth as being an infinite banking concept. The founder of this, the founder of the infinite banking concept is actually Nelson Nash, who unfortunately just passed away last month. Age got to him, and like anybody else, we're not indestructible, so to speak. But his institute, the Nelson Nash Institute, still holds the infinite banking concept and teaches it to agents who want to learn how to use it. But it's a financial principle based on U.S. tax laws and the contractual guarantees inside of a whole life contract. Now, he always pushed whole life as the one factor that would be able to carry the infinite banking concept because of those contractual guarantees. So what is the infinite banking concept? What does it do for your clients? The question really is, what do people want with their money? They want to have access to that capital, that financial prosperity. That's what everybody's always looking for individuals and business owners alike. Where are your clients keeping their capital? Where do they store that safe money? What are they doing with it to make it sure that it's liquid enough that they can get at it when they need it? That it has a guaranteed growth so that they're going to continue to see that grow. Is it taxable? Is that growth going to be taxable to them? Or will it be a tax-deferred venue? Can they leverage it? Will it still grow if they use it? These are the questions that whole life life insurance answers every time. Liquid enough? Always. It's their money. They can borrow against it any time. Guaranteed growth, right there. Tax-deferred growth, yes. Leverage, well, your money stays in your policy. You're borrowing it from the insurance company. Seems leverage. Will it still grow if they use it? The guaranteed 4% will always grow. That guaranteed rate, 4% minus expense and charges, will be what they get year by year by year. So when you look at the guaranteed columns in a life insurance policy, even if they have a loan amount, those guaranteed columns still grow the same way. So the question now is, where is their money now? Certificate of deposits, savings accounts. If they have growth inside of those certificate deposits and savings accounts, do they pay taxes every year on the growth? Well, maybe not this year. Maybe the growth wasn't enough this year. But if the growth is significant enough, they will get that. They will get that tax along with the money market accounts. Same thing. Good places to put the money. Save it. Have it. Nothing wrong with saving money. Do we have a better way of doing it? Maybe. Spending efficiencies. There's different. I don't actually know what spending efficiencies are, to tell you the truth, because I don't know that I've seen one really. Cash, obviously, you can only stuff so much underneath your mattress. So, where do you put the money? And will it grow if it's stuffed under the mattress? So again, participating whole life insurance companies, they guarantees provide that certainty that people are looking for. Liquidity, use, and control of your money. They always have that. From the day that their policies are put in force, 10 days later, that cash value is available. You can take your money out tax-free with no penalties if you do it right. So why IBC? Why infinite banking? What are the problems out there? From the business owners needing capital, especially small business owners, they need capital. They're the ones who always need access to capital. How about coping with life's little emergencies? Get in a car accident, now you got to go buy a new car. You have a child, well, it's not an emergency, but your child gets sick, or you get sick, either way. What do people want to do? They want to keep more of what they make. They want to hang on to that. They don't want to pay it in taxes. They don't want to lose it to somebody else in interest. So what else do we have? Then we have, on the other side, you've got your debt. How do you own it? How do you own it and still grow your wealth? Can it be done? And of course, then when it comes to business owners, not just business owners, but those people who are in the high end of business things, are they hitting their limits of their qualified plans? Well, once they hit the limits, where do they put their money next? Where can they put their money next? That's what whole life does. Now, the question is, what do you think is the biggest financial problem facing the average American family today? We're not even talking about the ones who are completely in debt and so washed out they can't do anything, or the ones who are so wealthy that they don't have to worry about it because they're just going to be able to throw money at things. This is the average American family today, the ones who go out there and they're financing their home, their cars, and everything else. It's that annual pattern of spending. We have high finance charges, but the finance charges aren't necessarily what's really killing it. Yes, 34.5% of every dollar is spent in interest, if you have a house and your autos and your living expenses and that kind of thing. But it's not necessarily the percentage, but it's actually the volume of interest. If you have a mortgage, if you bought a house and you own a house and you've started paying your mortgage on it, you know that in the first few years, more of your payment is going to the interest than it is to the principal. And in this one, it shows that a mortgage, and this, of course, is an older slide, but a mortgage at 6%, 83% of that first payment, and probably for the first few years of payments, are going to be going into the interest, not paying down the base, the principal of what you're doing. Credit cards the same way. Even your car loan, They want that interest up front. They're not worried about what you're making in principal because they'll get that eventually, but they want that interest up front. Now, Nelson Nash has always said, we finance all of our major purchases. It doesn't matter if we're paying cash for it or if we're actually buying it with a credit card or signing somebody's documents. We either pay interest to lease or finance, or we're going to lose that interest in income, that income interest that we could have had somewhere else with the continually growing as in the life insurance policy, because we withdrew the money. So in what you're losing in your savings accounts is the money that you're withdrawing to pay somebody the cash. So if you're doing that, you saved up all that money for 5 years. You've been saving in that savings account. Now you're going to withdraw it all out to buy the car. And what Nelson says is that's where we lose that interest that we could have been growing still. So, whole life, the IBC answer. What are the features of it? Again, these are the same features I've already mentioned, the guarantees. Those guaranteed growth rates that are going to be there. The flexibility, that ability to borrow against that policy, back and forth, back and forth. No interruption of compounding growth. That guaranteed growth rate is still going to be there, and the potential for dividends is still there too. Gains are tax deferred. Unless you withdraw money out of that account or out of the life savings point, unless you withdraw and shut it all down, you won't be paying gains on it. Liquidity, access, and control. That's all there, along with the immediate tax-free benefits. So what are the important factors, remember, about whole life insurance? Well, there's no real red tape, no fees. So when you want to take a loan, there's no fees and no red tape. You don't have to jump through a lot of hoops. You do have to fill out a piece of paper that does have 3 or 4 questions on it. You know, your name, the policy number, how much you want to borrow, that kind of thing. We take from the day that we receive that piece of paper here until the day that the check is mailed out, 72 hours. 3 business days we do that. Now, when you first start your policy, how fast can you have access to that cash value? Within 10 business days. As soon as that check clears, you have access to that cash value, whatever cash value is in there. So what are the client profiles? Well, here's the thing. It fits just about everybody. But if you're not thinking about it, think about the small business owners that you know. And I don't mean, like not just the people, the friends and family that own businesses that you may have. Remember, you're a small business too. But those small business owners that need access to capital, those are the ones you want to go and approach. Those are the people that you want to knock on their door and say, hey, how you doing? I have a concept that you might be interested in. We do have some other ways of asking questions. So I do have other options, questions that you can ask to get conversations started with small business owners. But just remember, you're one too. One small business owner to another type of deal. Your doctors, your dentists, the other professionals in that type of field. These people are either in it on their own, or they're in a small group, or maybe they're in a large group. Now, small groups are the ones we're looking for, even doctors or dentists who are doing their own business. In the smaller towns, you're going to have those doctors who are kind of independent. Those are the ones that need this ability to be able to access cash value when they need it. They have a lot of different equipment, and everything that those professionals are using is expensive. I mean, even the stethoscopes they wear around their necks are almost $100 to $200, depending upon what they're doing with, what kind they have. Kind of blew my mind when they told me that. It's just a bunch of rubber tubes, if you think about it. But anyway, so that's what they've got. I mean, that's their cost and the things that they need. So how about clients who don't want to have to deal with the fact that, maybe their credit score isn't a 7 or 8, 900, 850, whatever. These are the people that want to avoid red tape but they want to build their own. You want to have clients who are seeking liquidity, use, and control of their money. They want to take control of it. They don't want to just put it into a bank and let somebody else tell them what they're going to get, or how they're going to use it, or what they're going to do, or what they can do. Clients looking for safe asset alternatives. One thing they have to be, though, there has to be insurability. So that's always get that. You have to get the application to find out if they're insurable. It's a simple one. Hey, look, if I can, I'd love to be able to talk to you about this concept, and I'd love to be able to get you set up in this concept, but we have to do one thing first. I have to make sure you're insurable. Let me fill out an application and send it in. They also, a good thing to have is that desire to protect the family. Now, when you're talking about a small business owner, their family could be the family that they have at home when they go home at night, or it could be the family that they work with every day in their job. The small business owners, they treat their businesses as much as their family. Their business is as much a part of their family as their family is. Remember that when you talk to them. That's a big point. Whole life. So what does whole life offer? Again, guaranteed premiums. We guarantee the premium for the life of the contract or the life of the term. Guaranteed cash values are also part of it. We do, with the infinite banking concept, we can actually set up high early cash values in those policies in the first few years to give them access control of it. Paid up addition riders. Single paid up addition rider, which is basically a rider that's used one time, the very beginning, and it's usually used to facilitate 1035 exchanges. So that's the main use for it. The flexible premium paid up addition rider is another one. That one actually has, it can be as little as $100 a year or $100,000 a year, and it can be flexible between the two. So if they're paying $100 a year, but their policy says they can put in $20,000 a year, so they're paying $100, but they have room to put in a $20,000 anytime they want, that doesn't go away in 5 years. As long as they're paying that $100, they keep that room for the $20,000 all the way out to age 90, if that's what they want to do. Policy loans and loan provisions, they take out the loans. They have the option of utilizing their funds as they want, and they're the ones who set the provisions for the repayment. They can pay it back as fast as they want to get access to that money again, or they can pay it back as slow as they want if they want to stretch it out a little bit and not, stress their income. But it's their loan. Some of the additional features that we have for whole life, the waiver of premium, it'll waive the base and term portions of the death benefit should they become disabled before age 65. The other part of it is the disability benefit rider. That is a 20-year rider that'll waive for the cash portion of it. So if they're putting in $100, but they have the max cash of $12,000 could go in there, this disability benefit rider will cover up to $15,000 a year going into that particular, the flex pay paid up addition rider. It'll cover it for 20 years. It'll pay for those same 20 years. It's a 20 years or to age 65, whichever comes first. The accelerated death benefit rider has two portions. You've probably heard this ad nauseum. Terminal illness rider, which is 12 months or less to live, and then the chronic illness rider, which is an illness that you fail 2 activities of daily living, and it's considered to be a permanent ill rider or permanent illness. So what is mutual trust commitment? Once again, we have dedicated concept coordinators. That's a hard word to say. Dedicated concept coordinators. Me, I'm the concept coordinator for the infinite banking concept. We also have what we call an IBC software module. Insurance benefit concept is the software module, and we have that on our software, which is downloadable to any of our agents. You have access to our software, download it to a PC machine. We also offer training on that software. So we will train you how to run that software, how to build your cases. We will walk you through illustrations so that you know how to do them to the point where you're doing them on your own if you want. Or you can just call us and we'll run the illustrations for you based on the information you're giving us. We also offer marketing material for this. Various pieces on our software, what the infinite banking concept is, who to contact at Nelson Nash if you want to go that route. We offer that information. We also offer, before I go to this one, I should probably say this other part. We also offer some reimbursements for the Nelson Nash Institute. We call them education reimbursements, so it's actually based on your level of production with us. The higher your production, the better your reimbursements. For as low as $5,000 worth of production, you'll get $100 back on what you've paid for different education costs, whether it's the Nelson Nash Institute or it's your continuing ed classes. And we go up to $1,500 for the cost, depending upon how high your, based on how high your production is with us. So what are the next steps? What do you need to do from this point? If you've been writing down names, I'm hoping you're identifying some of your clients who will fit this. You've got some people who you're going to go talk to. You're going to go knock on some doors after this. After you've gotten met the client and talked to them, set up a call with Mutual Trust. Give me a call. Anybody in sales development can run and talk to you about this concept. We are cross-trained in every one of them. I may be the main guy, but everybody understands the concept enough to be able to run the illustrations that you're looking for. And that's our job. So call us. Try it once. That's all we ask. If you try it once and it doesn't fit, that's okay. Sometimes it's not a good fit. Sometimes it is. We want to make sure you give it a try. How would this impact your business? Well, the impact on your business is this. Whole life in 2016, the first quarter of 2016, whole life was 37% of all individual life sales. Think about it, just whole life. Whole life was the biggest contributor to individual life premium sales in the first quarter of 2016 as well. What part of that could be yours? And what part of that was yours? Give us a call. Make sure you're fishing in the whole pond. Anything else? Well, last piece is what our summit is. Currently, right now, actually this week is our summit that's currently going on for last year's people who earned. We do January 1st to December 31st, qualification period. They are actually in Berlin, Germany right now. Next year, we're going to be offering a Mediterranean cruise. So the Summit 2020 is going to be a Mediterranean cruise throughout the different areas, Spain, France, Italy. It's a nice place, nice cruise. My father did it back a few years ago, and he loved it. He said it was the best thing he ever did, and he wants to go back again. Of course, now he's 86, so he might not, but I want to thank you for all your time today and turn this back over to Tony. Any questions, Tony?
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to switch back to me. I'm going to see if we have any questions at all here. Let me switch back to... Okay. So just wanted to make sure if we had any questions. Okay.
And again, if questions come up, they can always give me a call. You mind if I give my phone number?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so my phone number is 800-323-7320, extension 5309. That gets you to me. If you can't get to me and you want to get to somebody else in sales development, just dial extension 5140, or you can go back to the operator. I always say go back to the operator and ask for that extension. They'll get you there. But 5140 will get you the first person available.
And Richard, I think I can be comfortable in saying that we partner with you guys to help the agents grow their business and answer any questions that they do have.
Yep, no problem there.
Okay. Well, before we end this webinar, there's a few poll questions that I want to ask. First and foremost, just to let you know that this webinar is recorded and it will be available to you on our YouTube channel. But if you would like some more information regarding today's topics that we discussed, I am going to send you should see something there. Just either check yes or no, and we'll make sure to get out additional information to you. So just allow for a few minutes to have a few people that are weighing in on it. So, okay. Just a few more minutes. Okay, still have some that are voting. So I want to make sure that we get everybody that would like to get additional information. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close that poll down. Looks like we've pretty much got everybody. Oh, a couple more here. Okay, I'll close that one down. Next question. If you are on this webinar and you're not currently contracted with Insurance Agency Marketing Services and you would like to get contracted with IAMS, send a polling question for that. Just check yes or no. And for those of you that are not currently contracted with us and have selected yes, we'll make sure to reach out to you, answer any questions that you have, and get that appointment paperwork out to you. So I'll leave this open here for another few seconds. And we'll close that down. And again, if you have any questions, always feel free to give me a call. Again, my name is Tony Butler. I'm the Life Sales Director here, and the number is 800-255-5055. Okay, last polling question. I had mentioned earlier about our Life and Annuity Academy. If you're interested in getting additional information in regards to that, the third and final polling question. Looks like quite a few of you are interested in that. So we'll make sure to get you the necessary information on that. Okay, and we'll close that down. So we got that. And lastly, again, if you have any questions whatsoever, here's our number, 800-255-5055. Any life questions, case design questions, or requests, please feel free to give me a call. Again, my name is Tony Butler. I'm the Life Sales Director. You can either give me a call at the 800 number, or you can email me at tony@iamsinc.com. Richard, I want to thank you so much for
No problem. Thank you.
assistance in today's webinar. Hope you guys have a great Monday and an outstanding week, and look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks, everyone.